Hello, welcome. I think being a woman in this day and age is probably one of the hardest things ever. But at the same time, as women, we've had the most freedom we've probably ever had in human history. So there's that polarity, where it's beauty standards. There's a lot of this, like trad wife concepts, and then there's like OnlyFans girls, and then it's everyone, every influencer or every celebrity, they've all gotten some sort of work done. And a lot of people are transparent about it, which is amazing. But sometimes when you're on social media, you can't help but scroll and compare and find yourself less worthy. And then there's the whole girl boss movement where, we're supposed to hustle super hard and work super hard and beat the guys because we're more intelligent than the guys. And, we're supposed to be better. We're supposed to outwork the guys and out-earn the guys. And then you always have to look put together and look great. You got to have a good body. You got to do this. You got to do that. There's a lot of pressure on women and young girls. And I see the way I grew up. I'm 21, so I grew up in the 2000s. And I see the way young girls are growing up now, where they're just exposed to so much unnecessary stuff that you really shouldn't be. You should be playing with dolls. You should be having fun with your friends, playing with the guys, playing freeze tag. Like, I used to love playing tag until I was even when I was 14, I was playing tag. That's all I thought about. I thought about playing these video games on Miniclip or agar.io. I still do that sometimes. Or I don't know, playing Clash Royale. I used to do that. I still did it. And I feel like there's such a desire for young girls to grow up super fast now and do a lot of these things like makeup, skincare things, which isn't I'm not saying that's the issue. I'm saying the entire society and the way we're progressing. I don't want my kids to grow up with TikTok and social media and this constant these distractions and then focusing on their appearance all the time as a young girl. I think that's not great. I mean, the reason I think why I'm so confident now and I've learned so much and I love who I am now at a younger age, I guess, is because my mom never pressured me towards looks, beauty, makeup, any of that. I mean, I had a unibrow in high school and she never said anything and I never cared. I truly never cared. Obviously, I had some insecurities because I was kind of an awkward, weird girl, but I never really cared because if I did, I'd change it, I always loved my brows because my mom would always tell me my brows were great, So I just think that as us, when we're growing older, especially Gen Z girls and millennials, I think we really kind of owe it to the future generation to speak up about this and just as much as we can voice our opinions on this and tell girls that they're enough. They need to focus on themselves. If you're a young girl, truly, okay, I'm 21, I have acne, it's okay, this is normal, I'm not concerned. I literally embrace it. I'm so young, and maybe 21 might not be the greatest age to have skin issues, but it is what it is, okay? On the bright side, apparently if you do have acne, you're gonna age better. So there's that. I don't know how valid that is, but I'll stick to that. And it's all about how you view yourself. And I think for us, it's really important to just focus on our passions, focus on our health, focus on our wellness, and go approach things. I love makeup, I love beauty, I love fashion, but I approach it in a way that's so catered for me. The way I dress myself is based on how my body type looks, and I dress myself like that. I accentuate my features instead of hiding and covering them. I accentuate the way I look and I accentuate my beauty. And with the out hustling guys and out working guys, I had a friend and she was stating how, when she had a husband, she'd want to earn more and she'd want to be the sole provider of the house, which is great. Kudos to you. But the way some people say it, it's you got to beat the guys, the guys are a competition, which is not true. And I think that's so draining, so toxic, and that's not within all of our nature, at least not for me. I don't want to compete with any guy, if I'm ever gonna get with a guy, I hope to be treated well, and I hope to get the rest and relaxation that I deserve. Like how I give myself even when I'm alone, you know, with myself. Like I want to be wealthy, of course, but I want to do that on my own terms. I don't need to compete with anyone, you know? The only competition I have is like my old self and like the future version of myself. There's this quote by Matthew McConaughey. I just forgot his last name, Matthew. And he said that the only person he'd ever look up to, compare himself to, is the 10-year future version of himself. And I like both 5 and 10 because 5 is a little closer to where you're at now. 10 is like a decade. It's a lot of time. But both versions, even the next year, right? Or like the next week or something. But that's how I kind of strive towards my life. After I heard that, that's exactly what I started doing, because there's no one else that's ever going to have the same experiences as you, have the same exact dreams as you, and honestly live the life that you are, truly. So the only person you ever have to compare yourself with is you, because you can't change your ethnicity, you can't change your background, you can't change who your parents are, you can't change, you know, what family you grew up in or what your features exactly are. Like, yeah, you can change your face nowadays, but you're never going to be satisfied, because if you change it out of hate and out of shame and out of I don't like myself, there's going to be the next thing you're going to not like, right? It's all about learning to love who you are. You've heard this so many times where everyone, the next person's like, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. And you might think, well, how do I love myself? You know, how do I do it? I would think the most important thing and the most important way to love yourself, at least how I did it, is improving and increasing your confidence. And that was through stepping out of your comfort zone, okay? And I know you've heard all of this, but do this, right? This is exactly what I did. This is like the foolproof plan, I guess. First thing is go out of your way to compliment girls, okay? Compliment girls, make them feel good, help people in need, you know, fundraise, do charities, do donations. That will help you feel like you did something good for the world, even if it was as little as it is, right? Like saying, I love your skirt, and you really meaning it, makes such a big difference to that girl's day and also to yours, because you're making a difference. You're spreading positivity. That in turn brings you more joy. You do things that you like, you know. Something really important is making sure your posture is really good, because this exudes so much more confidence than like slouching, right? And if you really want to, doing makeup in a way that accentuates your face and your features, and embracing and accepting 100% of who you are takes time. But if you continuously show up for yourself, take care of yourself, groom yourself, make yourself look good, you know, romanticize your life and be like, hey, I might die any day, so let me just make the most out of today. Do these things and I promise you, you're going to love yourself. There's no other, you know, there's no better feeling in life than loving who you are. That's a journey that we're on. And the fact that you might think, well, no, I'm not yet, but yes, you are. You're watching this. And I hope that you can at least do something for yourself today, whatever that could be. And yeah, just know that there are so much things going on, so many expectations on you, but you live in a time and place. This is if you're in a Western or if you're a developed country, you live in a time and place where you can do anything you want, make as much money as you want, live whatever life it is that you want. So with that freedom, of course there's going to be noise, right? But you need to focus on the fact that you have freedom. Your great grandmas, your ancestors never had this, but you do. So use it to your advantage. Ignore the noise. It's always going to be there. I'm ignoring the noise, and focus on what it is that you want. And I promise you, you're gonna have an amazing life when you do that. Yeah, but that's it. Like, and I know it's easier said than done. Like, ignore the noise. Okay, how do I do that? Well, I would say follow women that are very inspiring. Follow women that will help you love yourself and accept yourself, to the point where don't look at people that you truly in your heart don't feel authentic, or don't look at people that, at least for now, make you compare yourself, right? Like something that I did that was amazing is I no longer use like the Instagram account that I used to use for like high school and middle school. X that out. I don't look at what people are doing, because I feel like if it's people that you know that are doing really, really well in their life and you're in this phase in life where you're not loving and accepting yourself, you're going to have them kind of be like, you're going to feel jealous a little bit towards them, maybe a lot bit, I don't know, but you're going to feel jealousy because that's normal, by the way, okay? It's not bad to be jealous, all right? It's fine, it's normal, it's human. But I think for you, you need to like X everything out and focus on you, grow yourself, meditate, learn to love and accept yourself. And how do you do that? Well, again, like I said, compliment people, you know, be grateful, show gratitude towards others, make others, you know, do something of service towards others. I think that's the biggest source of my happiness, at least. And I think yours too. If you do something of service, it makes your purpose a lot more beautiful for yourself. So these sorts of things, and I truly, truly do empathize with how the world is going. But I think a lot of it is the fact that we're constantly on social media, looking at the next thing, scrolling on TikTok, and it sucks, but you are aware of it, and the action that you take, think of it from the highest version of yourself. Like, she wouldn't be scrolling all the time. She'd focus on herself, she'd grow herself, she'd build herself, she'd work on herself, whatever that means to you. She'd follow her purpose, follow her dreams, follow her goals. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say here. And know that you're not alone. So many of us feel this way. You're not behind, okay? One thing I know for fact in life is that you can never be behind on your own story and your own journey. Like, I know this for a fact. There's no way you can be behind in your own life. No way. So you're never behind. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you're doing in life. Anything can change in your life. I believe that 100%. Anything can change. And when you have this mindset of good things are coming my way, good things will come your way. I promise you that. So keep your head strong. Listen to inspiring, motivating women that don't just tell you to hustle. They tell you to love yourself. They tell you to have faith and belief in yourself. They tell you to level up, get on self-improvement. I'm telling you guys that too. Like, go meditate, read, exercise, work on yourself, build yourself, be kind, be beautiful, be amazing, be very intelligent, have your morals, have your standards, keep them up high, fight for what you want, fight for your goals, fight for your dreams. That's all from girl to girl. You got it. I believe in you. Have faith in yourself. Learn to accept yourself. The most important thing you can ever do in your life is that, because once you do, nothing is going to be the same, because it's going to be so much better. That's all for this one. Bye. Love you.